All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Monday afternoon. God bless everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I pray you and your family are blessed in many, many ways. This Bitcoin is back, baby. We are so back, baby. We are so back, baby. We are pumping right now, baby. Oh my goodness, when I take the dang Bitcoin inspectifier glass, would you look at how big my eye is right now? Look at how large my eye is. Wow, I cannot even believe what I'm seeing on the chart. Massive green candles, profits out the dang wazoo. They're coming out the wazoo so fast and so hard, it hurts. Now, the Bitcoin price, man, we are long, baby. We are long in the Casper crew from the dang trade setup that we gave in advance. Let the community know I took the long setup given in advance from the exact bottom, just like the short setup that we gave in advance. Let the whole community know this is swing trading, y'all. Look at the juicy swing trades, and of course we've locked in a juicy TP1 on our long trade as we've come up to key resistance, and this is the moment, guys, where we see what Bitcoin has. All right, I'm bullish, and if we dump during this stream, I'm gonna drink this half gallon of urine from last week. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to see Jason Casper drink half a gallon of urine from last Thursday. That's how bullish I am right now, baby. I'm smoking the hopium. Así, senor, the hopium is so good right now. Just kidding, I'm never going to drink that gallon. Now, make sure to like the dang stream, because as usual, if we can get 1,000 likes during the first half hour, we will be giving away 1,000 USDT, baby. $1,000 giveaway just for liking the stream. Also, we got to remind you that KCEX has the best deal on fees. Then they're giving away $21,000. But really, KCEX, guys, amazing fees. 0.1% market order, 0% limit order. You could literally scout very low time frames and be profitable on this. All right. Now, let's get into this Bitcoin price action. First, we got to give major shouts to everybody in the chat right now. Who we got in the chat right now? Major shout out to Eddie. He says, bro, you funny. Shout out to AL Jr. He says, Casper, think we fill that weekend beautiful CME? Actually, I feel like no. I feel like everyone's going to be waiting for the CME. I feel like no. All right. Shout out to Tor Ador. He says this is a weak move. It is kind of a weak move. This actually is a pretty weak move. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about everything that we need to be aware of right now. And look. Just to be honest with you guys, I know I said I was super bullish, and I might drink pee, but I was actually just joking about that, all right? I'm pretty neutral right now because we're coming up to a very important zone of resistance. We're at the high of a local range. This really is actually a area of where I'm looking for short trades, all right? Looking for short trades. Let's tone it back, Jason. Jason, too much. Jason, too much with the whole drinking the pee bottle. Too bullish, all right? Too much with that, all right? Sheesh, man. Shout out to TNT Media. Shout out to Honda, man. Shout out to Make Me a Millie. God bless you, bro. He says, smash that like, fam. Shout out to Crypto Hollywood 25 and Honda Man 310. Shout out to Shawi V5B. And major shout out to Brother Nature. He says it's the fountain of youth. Shout out to Stayin' Low 710. Shout out to Golden Pocket Stevo who says cheers. Shout out to my man, who I think he's changed his YouTube name, but NHH993 with the 000000. I think that means he doesn't want to see me drink the pee. All right. Shout out to Liberty and Trust. Shout out to Arvin Day Makionde 2028. Shout out to Mark Uso 3767. Everyone has new looking YouTube names here. Let me see. That could be something wrong with my. No, everyone has different YouTube names now. Everyone has an @ sign before their YouTube name now. YouTube must have changed some stuff. All right. Shout out to Jules OP. Shout out to AZTV. Shout out to Piggy Llama 5150. Alrighty. Who else we got in the chat right now? All right. Shout out to Carmen Wilson, who says H-bar. Uptown Dope says long or short. Shout out to Semtex M5K. Yo, what up, Jason? Let's pump, baby. Let's pump. I have a limit short at 116,616. That's the devil coin. Don't forget. Yeah, look at that. You got this, the 3 6s and the 616 in there. Whatever it is, you got it. All right, let's pop right into the chart, man. Let's pop right into the chart. So there's 2, 3, 4 very important things here that we need to be aware of. Thing number one is this, guys. The Bitcoin price. If we go all the way back to November 2024, this is a whole year ago, guys. Can you believe the orange man has won a year ago? I can't believe it. It went by so fast, guys. Time goes by quick. What we need to first be aware of is this. We have a level at about $117-ish thousand, which is the value area high of a massive range going all the way back to the time that Donald Trump has won the election. And so, in order to commemorate the man himself, we're going to turn the volume profile orange, shades of orange, all right, to commemorate Donald Trump himself. All right, we're going to go ahead and make everything orange. This is the Trump range. All right, there we go. We got ourselves the Donald Trump range right here. Now, this is such a key level. Why? Because it's anything above this level for the past year has been considered overpriced Bitcoin. Now, we take another range from this area since July 2025. We stretch it out. And of course, this is not the Trump range. So we're going to turn it back to blue again. The color that all true ranges should be. And if you're not using blue and purple for your trades and you're losing trades, the reason is because the colors of the candles. Blue and purple is the best color. It soothes the central nervous system. You can tell just by looking at me right now, I'm wearing only blue and purple. Okay? Only blue and purple. You look at the thumbnail of my video, and the eyes are blue and purple. I guess it doesn't show the thumbnail here. Yeah, look, here it is. Look at this. Oh. My eyes are blue and purple. Very soothing. Soothing to the dang central nervous system. All right? So, what does this mean? This means this is going to be a super important resistance. If we can break above that 117 level, guys, new all-time highs, in my opinion, are inevitable. However, not only is it the POC, but also you can see, guys, it is the Fibonacci Golden Pocket retracement. And as we know, the Fibonacci Golden Pocket, that 618 Fibonacci is none other than our good friend from high school, 6 Juanita. That hot blonde girl cheerleader. Super hot, super popular. Unfortunately, when we asked her out, she rejected us. Here's a picture, because I had my friends take a picture of me asking her out. I thought she was going to say yes. I thought I'd be able to put it in our wedding slideshow someday. But instead, this is what happened. The big rejection. Now, why did she reject me? I wasn't cool. I wasn't popular. The most popular kid in my high school, the most athletic, the strongest, the tallest, the smartest, the most handsome, was this guy right here. His name was Samuel Bankman Fried. Samuel Bankman Fried, and he would woo the ladies with his unique upper chest anatomy. All right, he worked very hard in the gym sculpting that big old left chest and keeping the right one skinny. Do you know why? Sam Bankman-Fried noticed something about girls. Sometimes girls like jacked guys, but other times they'd like these little skinny wimps, right? And you can't figure it out, right? As a guy, you can't figure it out. You're too skinny, the girl doesn't date you, so you go to the gym and bulk up, right? Then you try and ask out the girl, turns out now she's interested in this little stick, this little twig stick. What the heck? So Sam Bankman-Fried, he had this idea, girls like buff and skinny, I'm gonna do both at the same time. So he grew a huge left man boob and a skinny right man boob. Now, medically, when we have the combination of man boobs, this is known as a bearish divergence, okay? A bearish divergence. Now, if we go to our chart right now, there's something I want to show you. There's something that we need to see here. There's something that we need to be careful of and aware of. As we are gathering the strength to ask out 6 Juanita at around 116.8 to around $118,000, we need to be watching Market Cipher B to see if Sam Bankman-Fried is back to his old steal your girl tricks, which is this: going into the gym and working out only the left side of his body. And if we start to see this happen as we come into the area, well, we can be pretty certain that we once again are going to be rejected by our hot blonde high school cheerleader crush. All right, but here's the thing: Sam Bankman-Fried, Samuel Bankman-Fried, the CEO of Bitcoin, the CEO of the Bitcoin itself is now in prison. Apparently, allegedly. I mean, who knows what's true anymore? But if we come up here and we don't see Sam Bankman-Fried, and we're seeing momentum and money flow specifically getting thicker, and especially if we start to trade above this level and we range here, holding the level, then I'd say that new all-time highs are inevitable. Why? Why are new all-time highs inevitable? Well, here's why. Here's why. It all has to do with the 2-day time frame, the 2-day market cipher B. As we've been saying ever since Friday, the 10th of October, this dip could be extremely bullish. Why? We said because there's a chance that we confirm extremely bullish divergences as we make this lower low. And we're saying if we confirm these bullish divergences, that is really bullish looking. Well, we've confirmed the bullish divergences, guys. Sadly, well, no, not sadly. It happened on Friday. It happened on Friday. If we go to the daily time frame, we have confirmed bullish divergences. All right? Happened on Monday, which was last Monday. Right? So we have seen some pretty bullish signs down here. We're seeing the money flow crossing on the daily. So here's the good news. The higher time frames, in my opinion right now, have more upside. And so if we're seeing bearish signs on the lower time frames, we need to just interpret that through the lens of the higher time frames. And right now, the 4-hour money flow looks really healthy. Right now, the 2-hour money flow looks really healthy. Right now, the 1-hour money flow still looks pretty healthy. It still looks pretty healthy. In fact, the only time frames that look even slightly bearish right now is like our 12-minute when we made this high, okay? 12-minute, 24-minute. These time frames are looking a little bit bearish. We could see a local bearish divergence as we come up to this level, which could allow us just to range here a little bit more for today and tomorrow. But those high time frames still look more bullish than bearish to me right now. Okay, look at our weekly time frame. We are seeing a printing green dot with the money flow getting thick. This looks nice. In the context of the 2-day confirmed bullish divergence, the weekly looks really nice. The 3-day will confirm a bullish divergence in 7 hours. Last time the 3-day had a bullish divergence, guys, it was April 2025. This time, not only are we seeing bullish divergence on the 3-day, but the money flow is even thicker now than it was when we made the first low. So I do have to say, things are looking pretty nice. The only level of concern for me is going to be this area right here, okay? This area right here. Now, could we see a rejection from this area and a pullback, but make a higher low? I think actually, if we're gonna get a pullback from this area, it's likely to do something like this, all right? Why do I say that? Well, because as we know, we've had a big move up over the weekend, and when you have a weekend move, a lot of times, you can give that back during the week. All right, especially on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. But so far, I'd say there's a lot of bullish things here. There's a lot of bullish things about this right now, right? We've got a lot of bullishness on the chart right now, okay? We have lots of bullishness on the chart, even right here, like locally forming little bits of liquidity, taking a local CDW right here for a little bit of a scalp trade on Bitcoin. You know, this is how Arnold Schwarzenegger would trade, how Arnold would trade. All right, he's always looking for the pump. Yeah, so this is going to be a very key level for us to the upside. Now, remember. So we've gone over the macro. We understand the macro orange range. Why is it orange? Because that's the range since Donald Trump, the orange guy himself, wins the election. Right, 117,000. That's the value area high. The POC of the range since July, right here. The macro Fibonacci golden pocket, the girl from high school who always rejected us, is right here. So we can see why, if we reclaim this box, it's going to be very pumpy to the upside. But we can also see how this box is the top of our local range, right? Remember last week, we were saying that this is our range. Well, guess what? We have come to the top of the local range. So we are at resistance. So even if we expect upside, when you're at resistance, that's the place to be looking for a pullback, right? A retracement. When you come to resistance, you look for a retracement. All right, I learned that when I was in France, studying under some of my my most trusted trading colleagues. When you come to resistance, you look for a retracement. All right? I'll bet you guys didn't know I knew French. I know a little Espanol too, as has been mentioned in previous live streams. Okay? Yeah, I keep it multilingual up in here, you know? So as we come up to resistance, right, what do we need to be aware of? I'd say we need to be aware of a pullback, maybe to back test the value area low of the range, right? Because if things look bullish on the high time frames, if we get a pullback, well, what do you know? We come back down to the Fibonacci golden pocket. It's a clear support historically, flipped into resistance, flipped into consolidation. You would expect, if we're going to get a pullback, that we give back everything we took on the weekend. All right, if we take the weekend lows, guess what, guys? That's going to put us right back here around 110. In addition to this, if we take a look at the CME gap, which we do have this week, you can see that the CME gap is also right here at around 110.666, right around there. All right, because you know how much Bitcoin loves the mark of the beast, right? Now, look at that. Look at that CME gap right at 110.666. So this would actually be a place, if we're going to get a pullback from resistance, this would be a great place to look for a trade. You know, this would allow us to maintain bullish market structure. This would allow us to bounce from a key support, and we could shoot for, in my opinion, we could shoot for a new all-time high from there, right? We could. This would actually be a great setup. Something along these lines would be a great setup towards $130,000. Now, to be honest with you guys, I always, when I'm planning trades like this, like to make my invalidation below that 786 right here. All right, in addition to that, let's go ahead and pull our volume of this mini range. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's absolutely a beautiful trading plan right here, right? We're coming down to the high volume node, the golden pocket, the CME gap, the value area low of the macro range, the value area low of the local range, the 786. We have massive amounts of confluence here. This is a great place to be looking for bullish signals to get into a long trade, right? Now, yeah, this is pretty much what I'm interested in right now as far as like the Bitcoin trades go, like shorts from around this area here and longs from around this area down here. You know, this is pretty much what I'm interested in. And of course, look, here's the deal. Am I feeling bullish now because of the high time frames? I am. But I want to be very clear. If I do get into a short trade from this area, I am not closing that short trade here. I might take a profit one. But here's we're gonna just play the other scenario, which is this. The other scenario, which is quite bearish, is this. If we reject from the Fibonacci golden pocket, right, then we also need to think to ourselves that we have just made a high and we have made a lower low, right? We've broken bullish market structure now on our 2-day, which means if we're going to make a lower high and enter into a longer period of downside, it's going to be from that zone. It's going to be from that zone, right? In which case we would target the low of our more larger range, which is going to be this, right? So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I am bullish right now based on the higher time frames. I'm cautious as we're coming up to 117 to 118 because this is key resistance. I recognize that at this key resistance, we either get a pullback to make a higher low, or we get a harsh rejection and we are back down below 100K or around 100K, right? So as I'm looking for short trades in this area, I'm taking them with the mentality that, you know, this could be a major pullback. And so I'm not just looking to get out of them quick. I'm looking to maybe secure a break even or something and then let the rest ride in case of massive dump, okay? And the line in the sand, this is a whole year of price action. The line in the sand is going to be this green box right here, okay? This green box, we reclaim the green box. These high time frame bullish divergences definitely have the power to shoot us up to new all-time highs. If we see a rejection from here, be aware that it could turn into something very nasty. it could turn into something very nasty. Ideally, what we would want to see is we would want to see us come up into this resistance, right? A healthy way for this breakout to happen would be coming into this resistance, forming a little bit of a consolidation range here, all right? And then breaking out, right? That's really what we want to see for a real bullish scenario. A healthy bullish scenario is find a little bit of resistance here, chop around for a few days, and then build up enough momentum to boom, break out. All right. That's ideally what I would want to see for more upside. That's ideally what I would want to see. And like I said, I am going to be absolutely looking for short trades in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. This morning I went over all my trading plans, and I always do my best to let the crew know when I'm taking a dang trade from one of the setups that I gave in these live streams. Because when I do these live streams every single day, I'm giving setups that I think are high probability, good setups for more than just scalp trades, right? We're giving the setups for the trades that I feel have the possibility to turn to something big, right? For example, this trade I felt had the potential to take us up to 117. Well, we're basically there, right? So we're at 116.3 on that high. And I said this morning, this is a great time to TP1 because we're coming up to the top of the local range. This is key resistance, a great place to TP1 or open up a hedge short or a combination of the two, however you like to do it, right? By the way, guys, if you want to join the best trading community in the world, you can go to jasoncaspertrading.com, click the link to join the VIP Discord. Super cheap compared to other communities, and it's the best in the world. We play games every single month, multiple times a month, giving away money, giving away memberships, giving away all that good stuff. Plus, we have multiple instructors streaming 3 times a day, live trading, giving you their trades and setups and all that good juice. All right, so here we are. The Bitcoin price has been trading in this little range pretty much all day. And so really, on the 1 hour time frame, we have bottomed out momentum here. Looks like she wants to give us another push. Looks like she wants to take us up to that resistance. Looks like we can get that little break. Maybe when New York comes back from lunch. They're back from lunch now. They've been back 1 minute ago. The pizza's in the veins, baby. All right. Looks like a head and shoulders forming here. Maybe. I don't know. Looks like Chop City. Let's go to good old order flow here. So throughout this range here, we have seen nothing too much. Let's go to the higher time frames. Let's turn off this. Let's turn off this. All right, let's take a look at everything that's happened over the weekend. So we were actually building some bullish CVD at this low that we made on Sunday. Would you look at that? Building some bullish CVD on this low we made here on Sunday. Yeah, so we had some bullish CVD here. We've had pretty much a lot of trades just close out, like a decrease of OI pretty much ever since we tapped into that high. This actually looks pretty healthy to me for more upside, to be honest with you. I think right now we can come and hit that next area of resistance just above us here in the green box, baby. I think that we can. I think we can. Look at that, man. Front run the limit order by a few dollars there. Would you look at that? Front run the limit order. What's a hook, man? Now, I think we could do it. I think we'll have to wait and see, all right? We will have to wait and see. We will have to wait and see. Alrighty. Yeah, let's wait and see how that goes, man. Let's wait and see how that goes. And shout out to everybody in the chat. We got 900 people in here. We got only 300 likes. Look, can we get the likes up to the watchers right now? Major shout out to Divine Hood. Bro, I started taking that Shilajit, man. Shilajit, is that how you say it? Shilajit? Guys, I started taking Shilajit. Alright, Shilajit apparently is the secret formula to being jacked. Having lots of energy and big muscles, energy, high testosterone as a man. All right, so we're giving it a shot, see what happens. All right, I'm expecting to get jacked from it. Shout out to AZ. He says, it's bullish, but you never know what the orange wizard of terrorists may do. Wednesday is going to be the big move. Massive pump incoming. Jerome Powell will deliver at this time. I'm scared, says AVTV. Let's go, lads. Let's send it. Shout out to Felix H. He says, yo, Jay, much love from the UK. Tuning in from the wet and windy west coast of the UK. Man, well, God bless you out there. Jason hasn't utilized dark chocolate in his health routine since that one night in college. Man, I have not utilized dark chocolate in my health routine for a while. Because to be honest with you guys are going to call me wimpy. You're going to call me a wimpy man. But to be honest with you guys, I don't do good with a lot of caffeine, really. And so I've been doing 8 ounces of coffee a day. 8 ounces of coffee in the morning only. No chocolate, no coffee, all right? Shalajit is for your Fibonacci extension. Is that true? You've taken Shilajit. The humic and fulvic acid is great. Throw humic and fulvic acids into your garden and watch them. Interesting. Thank you for that, man. Well, Divine Hood is the one who got me onto the Shilajit stuff, all right? And you know, Divine Hood, I don't know if it's placebo, bro. I don't know, because I've only been taking it for about a week. But on Sunday morning, I went into the gym, upper body day, and I got on the incline bench press, and I was bench pressing on the incline bench press. This is a lot for me. 205 for 10 reps, clean reps. Now, usually I can only get like 7 or 8, all right? 7 or 8. And I thought to myself, this is crazy. And then, not only that, bro, but like all my lifts in the gym that day, I hit PRs. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, is this the Shilajit? Or did I just sleep good last night? Like, I couldn't tell, you know what I'm saying? But then today was leg day, bro. And everything felt great. Squats, I couldn't... I don't know. I don't know, man. It's either... If it's placebo, I'll take it, bro. I'm feeling pretty good, but it's been a week, so I don't know. I've been stronger. All right? So Shilajit, guys, link in the description. 10% back. Just kidding. I'm not affiliated with Shilajit. Guys, we have to talk about this, all right? We have to talk about the gold price action here. Because gold, man, we have been looking at this for a while, talking about this unsustainable parabola. You know, when the parabola is unsustainable, the para can turn into an E. You end up with Ebola, all right? We got an Ebola right here giving you a massive dump, all right? And so, honestly, is this the big rotation from gold into Bitcoin? I don't know, because a lot of people have been saying gold has been taking the spotlight of Bitcoin, and gold now is, I mean, I'm not here to do TA on gold, but if this was a crypto chart, right, we would say that a backtest of 3,600 is likely and probable, right? And so maybe now this could start a big move for Bitcoin, all right? Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Really, I think the big level is going to be around 117 to 118. All right, let's check it. ETH. All right, ETH, man. ETH. Well, I would say this about ETH. We've got our 2-day bullish. We have a 1-day bullish divergence. We do have a 2-day hidden bullish divergence here. I was hoping we would come down for another dip. We'll have to see if that doesn't happen now. But one thing for certain about ETH right now is the fact that we cannot ignore the fact that this trend line right here, there's lots of liquidity to the upside, all right? So I'm going to have to say the same thing that I've been saying for ETH, which is this. So long as we're holding 3,500, so long as we don't close a candle below 3,500, then the chances are that this bull flag breaks to the upside, and then we hit a target of around $7,000 ETH. This is just the technical target of the bull flag. Whoops. Taking it from this big impulse up, and we've got to turn it off log scale if we actually want this to work. Yeah, there you go. The big impulse up. Just locally. The breakout is going to put us right to our 1.272 Fibonacci extension at around $6,900 Ethereum. And yeah, we have all these lower highs here from August 23rd, from September 12th, from October 8th, which is setting us up for a big push. And look, the momentum is bottomed out here on these higher term time frames. When we were entertaining along from another dip, it was when these lower time frame, these higher time frames still had more downside, right? The 3-day still had a lot more downside potential. Even the 1-day did. But this week, they are bottoming out. At the end of today's candle close, guys, ETH will have, in my opinion, a very bullish looking 3-day confirmed. We already have a very bullish looking 2-day confirmed. And we definitely have, I'd say, you know, we can't ignore that this is a bullish divergence here. So we've got lots of bullish divergences here. ETH didn't make the cleanest low in the sense that we didn't take the liquidity from here. But we did backtest value area high for the second time. And technically speaking, at least on Bybit, we even made a higher low. So even though it was a crazy liquidation wick. So ETH is setting up, looking pretty nice too. I think we could see, man, I'm getting a little excited here, man. Is November going to be the big month we've been hoping it would be? Is it going to be the big month we were hoping it would be? Let's take a look at Sol, man. Let's take a look at Solana. How's Solana looking after the weekend? You know, we'll go to our 2-day. We'll start in our 2-day. So, what can we say? What can we say about this? We have just confirmed a 2-day trigger wave with money flow getting thicker. And again, the context for Solana is this sideways range, right? It's this sideways range. We've got ourselves the clearly defined range high. We've got ourselves the clearly defined range low. We came back here over the April and we took all the liquidity. We came back inside the range, back test support, continue to make a higher high. Then that Friday, October 10th, when we had that crazy wick, we bounced right from the Fibonacci golden pocket, making another higher low. And I just can't help but say, look at how bullish this 2-day looks right now. Let's check out the 3-day. Man, I just can't help but say, you know, the 3-day momentum is really bottomed out. We have a bullish divergence. We have a trigger wave. Now we have a money flow cross trigger wave. Again, look, this is not financial advice here. You guys have to understand where I'm coming from. I'm coming from a guy who holds these assets. I've been holding them for many years now. All right, since 2022. I've been holding these assets, hoping for new all-time highs to sell, okay? So I'm not interested in buying this because of this. But I am hopeful for my current positions because of this. All right, it's Q4 of the 4th year of the 4-year halving cycle. Historically speaking, this is when we see big, massive pumps. So when the time is pump season and the oscillators look pumpy and bottomed out on the high time frames, right? The 4-day time frame, looking like, man, juicy. It gets me excited, okay? I just want to make that clear because I'm not telling anybody to buy this here. All right. I mean, we've literally had since March to buy at the same exact price. Okay. So if you want to buy it, go ahead and do what you want. But I think we could see, I mean, my target would be a $550 Solana, you know, $550. I don't want to say it, but I gotta. We are the Devil Wears Prada. Let's do this, all right? So even just like the technical target of this stupid looking bull flag, which isn't that stupid on log scale, we're talking about a $450 Sol, which I think is a conservative target. I really do. I mean, that's only 50% higher than our previous all-time high. I think that's a very reasonable target, man. You know? I think that's a very reasonable target. AVAX, you want to look at AVAX? You want to look at XRP? We love these round, shiny double bottoms. How's Bitcoin doing? How's that little scalp I was in? Oh, man, we still didn't hit that limit order, huh? Okay. All right. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, man, Sol. I think Sol looks good. Look at the 4-day, man. I mean, I would say, like, if somebody just showed me this chart and they said, Jay, what do you think's about to happen next? I'd say, man, I think we're going to have a move to the upside, right? If someone showed you this chart here, so what do you think is going to happen next? You'd say, well, I think we're going to have a move to the upside. What would you do if somebody showed you this picture with this arrow and says, all right, you just get a screenshot of this, right? And someone says, what do you think is going to happen next? What would you say? What would you say? And not only that, but someone also lets you know that this was a bull dip on the 3-day. What would you say? Like, what would we say? We'd say that we expect to move to the upside. You can't have an uneven butt cheek on the 3-day with a money flow cross right here in the middle, and then a trigger wave here bouncing from the golden pocket without expecting move to the upside. I mean, nothing's guaranteed in trading, but the bullish confluences are stacking, man. We are stacking those elevating factors, right? We're just counting the probabilities. You got to stack the deprecating and the elevating factors, the defecating factors, and the elevating ones, all right? Let's take a look at AVAX, because I am a big fan of the VOX, AVOX. So, again, we'll just do this, all right? This is AVAX now. Man, it almost looks identical to the Sol chart, right? Okay, I have to say, like, AVAX, knowing what I know, all right? If someone told me that this was a bullish divergence, and it is, all right? 4-day. All right, if someone just showed me this chart and said, Jay, this is a 4-day bullish divergence here. Jay, this is a 3-day bullish divergence. Jay, this is a 2-day bullish divergence as the money flow is crossing. Jay, what do you think is going to happen next? I would have to say I expect to move to the upside. I mean, when you have confirmed bull divs on the 2-day, printing bull divs on the 4-day, on the 5-day, on the 6-day, how's the 7-day? How's the week? Week, man, the week. Imagine if we get a little green dot down right around here on AVAX. Now, if people aren't market cipher aficionados like I am, I'm sorry for showing you all this, but this is just the most bullish thing I've ever seen. Now, look at this. This is so bullish. I mean, we've literally taken out all the lows, man. We literally took out the bear market low. I mean, you couldn't ask for a more bullish divergence. I mean, price is literally taking out there's nothing else left to take. You know? There's nothing else left to take. It's like 6 Juanita, she took all my emotions. There was nothing left. She left me completely empty. Right? She left me completely empty. That's where I started my Red Pill YouTube channel. I grew a beard, got a pickup truck, started going to the gym. I went keto. You know, for some reason, all those MGTOW guys do that. I don't know why. You know, swore off women for the rest of my life. You know, forget women. You know? But that's exactly what happened to AVAX. AVAX is back in action, better than ever. You know, got married young, had a wife, had kids. The wife took everything. Now he's paying alimony. He has to buy her a house. He has to support the kids. She's off with her other guy. But now AVAX is back. Got a pickup truck, grew a beard, went to the gym, got on TRT, went keto. Feeling ultra boss right now, ready to take on life, get to the new all-time highs. I think we could do that, honestly. I think we could do that. $150 AVAX. Right now, there is a 9-to-1 risk-reward ratio on AVAX. That's crazy. That is crazy, man. Look at this. And we've got some bull divs on these high time frames. Now, I do hold quite a bit of AVAX myself. AVAX myself, to be honest with you. Man, shout out to Valerie Venezuela in the chat. Not Venezuela. I always say Valerie Venezuela, but it's actually Valenzuela. Aloha. Shout out to Dave Flowers. Shout out to Crypto Ace 33 who says hit the likes. Yeah, man, AVAX looking pretty dang good. Someone wants to look at XRP. I mean, here's the deal with XRP, honestly. We're above the POC. We took all the liquidity. And the week is printing a green dot. Let's go to our 3-day on XRP. So the 3-day doesn't look as bullish as some of these other assets here because we don't have a bullish divergence here, right? Two-day does have some bull div. 2-day looks good. I mean, here's the deal with XRP, right? We came to the bottom of the range. Now we're back in the middle of the range. What's most probable, given everything in the crypto market right now? I'd say most probable we come back and make another high to the top of the range. Right now, we're literally at the midpoint. And one of the big issues right now with a lot of these coins, guys, is the fact that we are at the midpoint. So it's not a good entry. But the fact that XRP now is flipping POC into support means there is a valid you know, depending on our target, like that's the thing, where we're going to shoot for a $5 XRP, we'd have to make it kind of worth it here. At least a $4.50 XRP. But if we're shooting for a $5 XRP, which I don't think is so crazy at all. Yeah, I don't think that's so crazy at all. That is almost a 4-to-1 if we put our stop under the low that we made here, right? It's about a 4-to-1. Unfortunately, if we put our stop under the low, you know, it's a 1-to-1. That's totally not worth it here. But I would say this, looking for a low time frame entry on all of these is not a bad idea. Why? Because on all of these, we've done something very bullish, which is we've taken the lows and we've got to close back inside the range. Strong close with bullish signs, with bottomed out momentum. Right? So we've done something very bullish on the candles. The oscillators are looking very bullish. Probabilities say upside for a lot of this. I think Bitcoin's going to be the big deciding factor, whether or not she rejects at 117 or reclaims 117. You know, I think that's going to be a big deciding factor for us here. Shout out to John Ploney. He says, don't get chopped. Amen. Shout out to James. He says, hey, brother, my walking treadmill is fantastic. You're on it right now. Yeah, man. You cannot go wrong with the walking treadmill. Honestly. Cannot go wrong with the walking treadmill. Everyone should get a walking treadmill. Shout out to Rift Kodiak. We're 400 likes. We're almost halfway there. Guys, we have 1,000 people, 400 likes. Let's see if we can't smash the likes up to the watchers. You know, the watchers from the Book of Enoch that came down in the days of Jared. Talking about the Genesis 6 sons of God. You guys know what I mean. All right? See if we can't smash the likes up to the watchers, baby. Shout out to Cheese CZ. He's new in the community. God bless you. Yeah, the Casper crew. By the way, guys, the egg code for today's stream is carrots. All right, you want to win some eggs? The code is carrots. All right, the code is carrots. All right, in the Casper crew, we have something called eggs that you can redeem for prizes. Those prizes include cash and free VIP memberships. All right. So, and we play games every month. These are all games where you can win eggs. The Casper Crew games, actually, that's where you win money. We give away thousands of dollars. The Casper Crew games are for VIP only. Basically, guys, the purple ones are for everybody. The blue ones are for VIP only, and the pink is for VIP only, all right? This is what we do in the Casper Crew. You can join the free Discord and get some eggs. These eggs are redeemable for prizes. All right. We have our winners. Shout out to Fabio Collin for the $200 prize. Steel Warrior for the $100 prize. Vinny for the $50 prize. And now these are our current ones that are ending in 6 days. They're open for entries. Go ahead and use your eggs to enter. Here's how you get your eggs. You go to quests. All right. You go ahead and click claim. And you type in the word carrots. All right. Carrots, and then boom. Whoops. What? Did I spell carrot wrong? Oh no, what's the word? Huh. Hang on, let me check out what the word is here. What's the word? What is the word? I thought it was carrots. Let me try again, you know. Just sworn it was carrots. Oh, it's processing. Okay, it's processing here. Maybe it's an error on my end here. All right. Maybe it's an error on my end. Okay. Try it out, guys. Carrots. Try it out. Carrots. All right. Try out carrots and see if it works for you guys. Let me know. All right. Let me know if it works for y'all. All right. By the way, guys, I have a Bible channel. All right. Check it out if you're interested in Bible stuff. We wax biblical on this channel. People want me to make a biblical channel. So this is a biblical channel. If we get 1,000 subscribers, we can go live on this channel. All right. Right now, I'm just posting some videos. All right. If you're interested, if you're into that kind of stuff, biblical things, check it out. Just posted a video about Noah's Ark. All right. I'm going to pop the link in the chat. All right. Pop the link in the chat. And, yeah, what else are we going to look at in the chat? Let's check out how Bitcoin's doing here. Big move down. Big move down right now. Well, I mean, relatively speaking. What other stuff do we want to look at? Thank you. May he bless you too, Suj R. May Hashem bless you as well, my friend. Shout out to Dave Digital. Shout out to Crazy Waffles. Are we back? You know? Okay, it worked for you guys. All right, awesome. You guys got your eggs. All right? You guys got your eggs. Yes, bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. I forgot the S. Okay. The word is shilajit. I should make that shilajit the word. See, I misspelled it. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Look, I'm a high school dropout over here. All right? Pop some coins in the chat that you guys want to look at here. Pop some coins in the chat that y'all want to look at, all right? We rejected from the Asian session high. Yeah, we get 1,000 likes on that channel. We'll have to do a biblical live stream. We'll have to do a biblical live stream. Aster. Yeah, let's do Aster. All the rage. All right? This new DEX. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What in the world? Really? I thought this thing was pumping, man. Is this right, Aster? I thought this thing pumped. It did pump. All right, there's the pump. There's the pump. Okay, there's the pump. So it pumped, and now it's back down. It went up 300%, and now it's down about 60%. All right. Let's take a look at this. Oof. Let's put on the altcoin pocket here. I know this is a DEX. Look, I've heard some shady stuff about this DEX, man. I've heard there's some real shady stuff that it's not what it seems. All right? That it's not what it seems. So bear that in mind as you're looking at this thing. Let's go ahead and take a look. I mean, we got some slight bull div here on the 4 hour. Got some slight bull div on the 1 hour. I'd say that our local range here is this from October 10th. And I would say that if the low is in, then we would expect this zone here to be a higher low. So, okay, I'm not telling anybody to do this. I'm just saying if the bottom is in, where we're bouncing right now is going to be the higher low, having a very internal change of market structure. Nothing serious. It wouldn't be a serious change of market structure until we retook 1.2584. This would be more of a swing trading idea, even open to another dip or whatever. But in general, the idea is shoulder, head, shoulder. And then the breakout target of coming up to around the value area high of the range here, right? For our first TP. And look, if we're gonna if this thing's gonna pump, we recognize it could squeeze all this big time, right? So this would either be where we reject or where we start to squeeze back up to around that POC. So in general, you know, this right here is not the worst risk to reward. Is it the most probable? Nah. But it is a valid setup. The reason why it's a valid setup is because we have a valid entry. We have a valid invalidation below the 886 fib, right? We have bullish divergence at the low. We have a local change, internal change of market structure. We're back testing key support. We have a lot more upside potential than downside potential right now, assuming this is a higher low. We have an inverted head and shoulders, all right? So it's an aggressive entry, but the upside is there. The upside potential is there. And this is very squeezable, all right? This is very, very squeezable. Lots of squeeze. Give me extra cheese. Head, shoulders, and knees. Spread it on my cheese. Big pump incoming on Doge. Holy moly. Wow, so this is Doge. We've got a giant old cup and handle. We've taken all the liquidity. We're back inside the range. We've got a massive bullish divergence on the weekly. This looks amazing on the weekly. Look at this. Again, if somebody just came to me and said, show me market cipher, and let me know that this is a bull div on the week. I would have to say, I expect upside. I would have to say I expect upside. Let's go to our 3-day. Man, if somebody came and said, Jay, this is a bull div on the 3-day, I would say I have to expect upside. If someone said, Jay, we're forming a massive multi-year cup and handle, we've just come down to the bottom of the handle, taking all the liquidity, and this is a bullish divergence on the 3-day, I would say the probabilities are for certain that we're going to see upside soon. All right? Which means our target could very well be, target of the cup and handle, around $1, which from here is approximately a 400% pump. Not so crazy for Doge. Not so crazy for Doge. I mean, we've seen it 800, 900% pump from 2023 until 2024, last year. So, yeah, nothing so crazy on Dogecoin, honestly. Nothing so crazy on Doge. It looks pretty bullish. Now, I do hold Dogecoin. I don't hold any life-changing amount of Dogecoin. But yeah, I'd say this looks really nice on the high time frames. Let's go down to the daily here. The daily looks neutral, but I'd say in the context of the weekly, let's see how the monthly looks. Let's turn the monthly. Let's go back to the weekly. Man, the weekly's looking good, huh? How's the 2-week? The 2-week looks really good as well. All right, the monthly looks bad, but if we zoom in here to the 2-week, we're seeing increase of money flow, bullish div on the 2-week, bullish div on the 1-week, bullish div on the 7-day. 7-day looks really nice, which, by the way, the 7-day and the weekly are two different time frames. The 3-day looks great. The 2-day looks really good, man. The 2-day, look at the money flow on the 2-day. That nice upward. Yeah, whoever said, holy moly, Doge looks like it's about to pump, I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you. If Bitcoin reclaims 117, boom. Boom, pam, ship-a-doop-bop. which is my native language for saying I think we might see a move to the upside. ETH is looking good. Yeah, ETH is looking good. All right, major shout out to Divine Hood. He says, check out Aptos. I'm still long, originally from $3.07. I've added to bring up the average entry, but I'm looking for higher. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Aptos. What exchange do you recommend, Divine Hood? I got Bybit here on spot. Or perpetual. Let's do Bybit on perpetual. You're from $3.09. Oh, nice. That's actually a really nice entry. That's like the bottom, basically. Nice. Shout out to Divine Hood, who's in this Aptos long from this beautiful backtest here. What was that, man? How'd you even get that level? How did you even get that level? Oh. Ah, I see how you got that level, man. From December 2022. Man, so I don't know a dang thing about Aptos, but I trust you, Divine Hood, like with your fundamentals. So here's the thing. This looks extremely easy to squeeze. Does that not? I'd say our next horizontal target would be right around here, around $7.75. So we have a macro bull div here on the weekly. Let's check out the month. We probably don't have enough yet. We don't have enough data. The 3-day looks super juicy, man. I have to say, money flow increasing, momentum increasing. We've got bull divs on the weekly going all the way back to 2022. We had this disgusting looking channel that broke to the downside. And are we back inside the channel? Let's see. If we can come back inside the channel, where it looks like we're in the channel now. So we're back testing the channel. We're back testing this channel. We're back testing the channel on the day. I mean, honestly, bro, this is the make it or break it moment for Aptos. You know, we hold this trend line. This looks really nice to me on the daily. I don't see why we couldn't take all these highs. I don't see why we can't come and hit our next horizontal target support resistance flip at $7.74. Let's pull the volume. Yeah, obviously, you know, we've got resistance above us for sure. But if we come back to, if we break out of this upper trend line, man, it's going to be a rocket. It's going to be a rocket. A rocket ship, for sure. Not for sure, but you know what I mean. We'd be coming back to our value area high zone right there. You know? It looks pretty good. I like the weekly. I do like it. Shout out to Divine Hood. What a good trade entry. Guys, make sure to check out Divine Hood on YouTube, by the way. Alright, make sure to smash up the likes. You know? Shout out to Bullish on Parade. Shout out to Bernie! He says, Jay, my girlfriend's pregnant. Do I send a congratulations card to her husband? Depends. Is he bigger than you? Just kidding. Shout out to Bernie, man. My man. The best comments in the chat, always. Solana, we always did look at Solana. Chainlink. Yeah, we could take a look at Chainlink. We could take a look at Chainlink. Let's take a look at Chainlink real quick. Guys, smash up the dang likes. Here we go, baby. Let's see if Bitcoin isn't going to hit this next limit order here. Yeah, we'll check out Chainlink. We'll check out Chainlink. Shout out to the Casper crew, guys. Over here on KCEX with the lowest deal on fees up to $21,000 bonus. We gave the dang trade setup in advance. And I let the community know when I was taking it. Last week. From the trade that we had planned for. That's how you got to do it. You got to make a plan and take the dang trade in the Casper crew at jasoncaspertrading.com. Myself and 3 instructors trading Bitcoin, altcoins, and other markets. Doing live trading sessions 3 times a day, Monday through Friday. Make sure to check it out if you're interested. Link in the description. Chainlink. So we're saying if we flip value area high, that is like a sign of strength. But I would say let's just remove everything. Let's look at how it looks now in this new week that we're in. I have to say it looks just as bullish as all these other assets. I mean, the fact that we came down to backtest the bear market support resistance flip once again, guys. I mean, do you see this level that we tested? My goodness. Oh my goodness. I mean, this goes all the way back to 2020, guys. With a bullish div on the weekly, money flow getting thick. This dip really looks like the dip that we needed for the rip. This dip looks like the dip we needed for the rip. You know? Yeah, I mean, we're back inside the range. It's just like everything else. Like, we're back inside the range. This is the range high. This is the range low. This weekly potential green dot to print looks like it has the power to blast us up to new all-time highs, at least. And I'm expecting Chainlink to be higher than 52 bucks. Right? I don't see why we can't see a $75 to a $100 Chainlink. That is a really nice dip, man. And look at the weekly. Again, like, if someone were to tell me, Jay, this is the weekly time frame, and this is a bullish divergence right here, I would have to say that there's a 99% chance of major upside. I mean, unless some crazy earth-shattering black swan event happens right now, these high time frames are so bullish. We have never seen anything as bullish during a bull market ever. Like, this is bear market looking stuff. I mean, this is crazy, man. To see things so bottomed out, so many bullish divergences on the weekly, on these high time frames, it looks very bullish to me. I'm really hoping that we see major pumps, all right? I'm definitely would be looking for lower time frame entries, longs and all these, and holding these coins on spot for higher prices, you know, based on these charts. These charts look bullish to me. What can I say? You know? Shout out to Bullish on Parade. He says the Billy Casper video on Noah was awesome. Now you can shill that channel. See what I did there? I see, man. You made a perfect entry for me to shill the Bible channel. Billy Casper Bible channel. And if we get 1,000 subscribers, we'll do some live streams, man. What the heck? Why not? Why not? I know there's probably like 15% of my crypto subscribers would be into that, and that's more than 1,000 subscribers right there. Alrighty, guys. Let's see who else we got in here. Shout out to Dave. He just ordered some Shilajit. What about the current CME gap? Yeah, so my very first thing I talked about was the potential of a move down to that CME gap, confluence with the value area low, confluence with the golden pocket, confluence with the high volume node, confluence with the 786 for a potential long. Do I think the long shadow will be filled this cycle? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm not sure what you mean by that. COAI. That's a coin a lot of people are looking at here. Man. Okay, so what can I even say about this? It's a very difficult chart to chart. You know, this is on MEXC, so it's most of our volume is way down here at 26 cents, 25 cents. Man, I am not sure how I feel about this. So here's it's very difficult to get any good levels on this, but I would say this: I would be aware of this as our sideways range, all right, and I would be interested in maybe along from taking these higher lows that we've made here. Right, we're building up liquidity underneath this. So if we come down there with some bullish divergence, right, we get a fake out and then a reclaim of that. Could be nice. Potentially maybe even looking down toward this low. It's very difficult. I would have to take it level by level. I would have to see a loss of the level and then a reclaim with some bullish div would be a trigger for me to get long. The problem is most of the volume is below us. Even within the local range right here, we're below the, yeah, I would say the next place to be looking would be to come back down and take the liquidity and bounce from this little consolidation here. Let's go to our 12-hour. Let's go to our daily. It's tough to acquire levels here. We also have a 12-hour order block right here. But I don't really see anything too super bullish here. We're not really at any key levels. It's difficult. It's a difficult chart. It's a difficult chart. Major shout out to FOMOG. God bless you. Can we look at Dogecoin? Yeah. Thank you so much for the super chat. You know, we did look at Dogecoin. We did already look at Dogecoin, but we'll take it again. All right. I think Dogecoin right now looks insanely bullish, bro. I think it looks like it's about to pump. We've got this, right? This low here is giving us a bullish divergence on the weekly with insanely bullish money flow. We've taken out all the liquidity in this cup and handle. We have bullish divs on the weekly. We've got bullish divs on the 3-day that will confirm in 6 hours. We've got confirmed bull divs and really nice looking money flow on the 2-day. Market Cipher B, you know, if someone were to tell me, Jay, this right here is a bullish divergence on the 3-day, what do you think is going to happen next? I'd say, well, the money flow has crossed deep the purple into the blue, and the momentum waves have gotten higher after printing a triple bottom on the 3-day. And then if someone told me, Jay, we just took all the liquidity from a cup and handle that we've been trading in for a very long time, for almost a year, I'd say, I think the probabilities are we're going to see some serious upside, man. You know, that's what I'd have to say. All things considered there. All things considered there. All right, guys. I got to head out, man. I will be back tomorrow, Lord willing. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell. God bless you guys. Thank you so much for popping in. May the Lord bless each and every one of you. And I'll see you next time. Peace.